What's up, everyone? This is King Crypto, and today I got some juicy news. I'm about to roast this congressman, and I want you guys to stick around for the whole process because it's going to be a lot of fun. Got some dirt on him, too. This is what happens when you attack crypto. Anyway, for the Litecoin giveaway, I'm giving it away to Adam Lynn. Gives me a pretty good answer, and I know my Litecoin giveaways are pretty sporadic, but just as a tip, if you see my video, immediately message and leave your Litecoin, you have a much better chance of winning because not a lot of people did that. And the only way to do that is by subscribing, because then you get my notifications. See what I did there? Anyway, I'm going to give him the Litecoin for today. We're going to get right into it. So, there's been some drama today. U.S. Congressman, his name is Brad Sherman. He is a congressman in California, and he made some pretty insane statements today. Well, you're watching this probably the next day. So, yesterday, he made some pretty insane statements, saying that we should prohibit U.S. persons from buying or mining cryptocurrencies. I don't even know what to say to that. He said we should just do a blanket ban on cryptocurrency buying. Who is this guy? Who has the balls to just say we should ban all crypto? Does he know what he's talking about? Look at that face. Does that look like someone that knows what they're talking about? How did he get in office? He looks like someone I would never trust. I'm not a politician, so I can say this stuff. I don't care. But the point is, it's like, what is he talking about? And he said, beyond cryptocurrencies being potentially used as a form of money in the future, it can be currently used by tax evaders and rogue states seeking to bypass U.S. sanctions. Yeah, like the U.S. dollar can't do that too. I love the people that always say stuff like this about Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin is for money laundering. Bitcoin is for the dark web. You know what else is for all that? The dollar. What about the multi-billion heroin industry? People are buying that in the streets with the dollar. People are money laundering with the dollar. That is such a cop-out for just saying, I don't understand this technology, therefore I'm going to bash it. And there is some pretty good dirt on this man, thanks to the lovely crypto community. I would suggest to follow Crypto Dog. He's got some good info on this guy. Brad Sherman was so concerned about crypto users using cryptocurrency for deceptive and illegal finance activity, yet his top campaign donation came from a company that had to forfeit $13.3 million to the U.S. government for facilitating illegal gambling. Here we go. His top contributor is Allied Wallet, $12,500. And they're a provider of e-commerce merchant services and online payment processing services. All right, but it gets juicy once we see that. This is, you can find this on Wikipedia, but there are some sites or citations that you can read up on if you don't believe the information. But yeah, they had to give it up, $13.3 million. Illegal gambling at offshore websites. Now, if we're going to talk politics, which I don't do, I will just say I'm a libertarian, so I personally don't actually have a negative view on most things that people do as long as it's a victimless crime. I think I'm sure a lot of people that are in this space probably feel similar, but I'm not going to talk about it. The point is it's hypocrisy, right? He is essentially saying that people that buy Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are using it for illegal purposes, yet his top contributor has lost $13.3 million to the FBI for using the US dollar for illegal reasons. It doesn't make any sense. So it's like, dude, you're so dumb. Like, it hurts my soul. It hurts my soul. And then the Crypto Dog. This dude literally said stop. Brad Sherman said stop. Like that's going to do anything. And yeah, you can just see the memes. I love it, man. I like this one a lot, too. Go to the shame corner. So stupid, man. And it doesn't just end there. Apparently, this guy is horrible to work for. The story goes he had a longtime aide and California Assemblyman Matt DeBane, who was accused of sexual harassment. But the workplace was so toxic and negative that nobody reported it because he was not very understanding. He was very mean, and I believe one part of the article said he had the highest staff turnover rates in Congress over the previous decade. Paper noted that Congressman went through more chiefs of staff, 7, than any other lawmaker during the time period. Now, I have a theory about these kind of things. Usually it is if maybe 1 or 2 people don't like you just from meeting you, it might not be your fault. But you ever meet those people and it's like they say something like, I don't know why no one likes me. First thing I do is I avoid them because of this kind of stuff. It's like, why would 7 chief of staffs walk out? Or whatever the case is, he's either highly disagreeable or he's a complete dick. And I'm assuming it's the latter. So there was sexual harassment, sexual assault, and nobody felt comfortable to talk about it. So this is the man that thinks we should just do a blanket ban on cryptocurrencies. He's a hypocrite, and he needs to be voted out when the time comes. Hopefully it's this year. So if you live in California, please get him out. And it goes beyond politics. It's really just closed-mindedness. You see this on both party sides. People tend to have a negative viewpoint on something if they don't understand it. It's as simple as that. And the people that have the most negative viewpoints tend to not try to look at the other side. And this guy is clearly one of these old people that has been brainwashed into thinking one way is the only way. Now, I do want to say there is some positive feedback, though. During this session, there were a lot of congressional congressmen, whatever, that did say a lot of good things about Bitcoin, and they're trying to avoid the reactionary regulations for blockchain technology, which is a very good sign, and essentially just saying they want to support it becoming a global infrastructure like the United States did with the internet. The internet is not exactly this lovey-dovey place. You could literally type in Google, blowing off someone's head, and you'll see ISIS cutting someone's head off in a matter of 1 minute. And you can also look at Coco the gorilla talking to somebody the next minute. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, thank God the U.S. did not interfere with that. I get it. It's a little bizarre, and it's scary, but it's freedom. It's true freedom that we did not tamper with the internet. And it is why we're in the position we are. We're still one of the richest countries in the world because we don't stifle innovation. And a lot of people in this congressional hearing understood that. So this guy is just a whack job, and I would like to avoid speaking his name ever again. But we have to be aware people like this exist and criticize them until they give up. Anyway, if you're my subscribers, stay tuned. I'm going to be talking about a new ICO coming out, and I kind of like it. I like the idea. So stick around for that, and I want you to also tell me what you thought about the ICO and leave your Litecoin address below, and you could win next. Alright guys, now it's time to talk about Fystical. This is an ICO related to location data. Full disclosure, this is a sponsored review. However, I will still keep my integrity and tell you how I truly feel about it. I have looked over it quite a bit, and I have to say I really, really like this one. So just because it is a sponsored review, please don't just shut off. Give it a chance and let me know what you think about it after I talk about it a little bit. Data location. That is a new one. I haven't really paid attention to this sector, but once I saw the case studies, I realized that this is actually pretty useful technology. And it's important to note that Fystical actually has 15 billion points of data from 10 million devices every single month. So they've been in the business for, it feels like, years. I don't know when they actually came to be, but the fact that they already are this ahead of the game is a pretty important sign, and it shows a lot of credibility on their part. We can see, guess if we're going to stick to the politics video, the Women's March on Washington had 3 times the attendance of Trump's inauguration. And this is all from their data, just based on the mobile devices. And, I mean, I think we would be lying if we said that most people have a smartphone. So it's relatively maybe 90% accurate. And this is really valuable information, which is why they created this ICO. The Fystical tokens allow you to buy data off of somebody else, or you can sell it, the data that you've created. Data that you create, you get incentivized too from their company. So it's a very useful mechanism. And the core team looks really solid. They're all, they look pretty ambitious. That's not really a good, that's not exactly, just by looking at them, the best thing to do. But you can also see they have experience. They are kind of young, I'll give you that. But there are some older people as well. 10 years experience in big data. We can see CEO at Fystical Labs, 7 years of experience. And they all graduated from school, thank God, because that'd be kind of awkward. And their advisors, it's even stronger. They have Amazon, Yahoo, Nokia, Brightroll. And all these people are in at least one of these companies. So it's pretty impressive. They have a really strong backing. And they work with these people anyway, doing data research for them, for some of the companies, that is. They are located in Singapore. So I'm assuming that is because they don't want to deal with all the legal ramifications of creating an ICO in America. But the fact that most of them are in America means that they understand how ICOs work in America and all the legal hassle. I have a friend who's trying to create the Coinrating ICO, which is he has to spend a lot of money on lawyers to make sure that it's legitimate. So they understand the inner workings of that, I believe, as well. At least I'm just making an assumption. But I would think if they already got this far, they've had to deal with how to, okay, sorry. They dealt with it. There we go. That's the right word. I said it. Anyway. So here's some more use cases. Artificial intelligence, predictive model forecast the health of the economy, smart cities. And, as we go on with the Internet of Things, as things start becoming more interconnected, we're going to need more privacy and more security. And that's where Fystical really comes in hand. So another really amazing thing, I'm not going to read the whole way. I'm not even going to read it. But I read it. I've read the white paper. However, I just don't want to do this right now because I don't want to keep you guys from losing interest. However, it's really solid. If you're interested in what I'm saying, I highly suggest to just check it out. Everything that you could possibly question, they've said it, and they didn't say it and drone out. No run-on sentences, no grammatically incorrect phrases. Everything is really solid. And that is something you don't even understand how annoying that is to me. When people that are trying to get your money can't write a sentence right. It's absolutely infuriating. So that's a really big plus to me. And their one-pager pretty much summarizes what they're doing in an easy, digestible manner. Fystical is the first and only code-complete, 100% functional, decentralized location data market. It's functional. We saw it with the case studies. We can see that they sell 15 billion data points every month, and that is growing. That is growing. We saw the team. What problems does Fystical solve? Today, critical decisions are made by analyzing data on how humans move through the physical world. we already talked about the ways that that could happen. Typically, this data is purchased from centralized data exchanges that are expensive, inefficient, and lack transparency. So Fystical wants to flip the paradigm by making things cheaper, efficient, and transparent as possible, all of which the blockchain can accomplish. And we can see that, how does it work? Data suppliers contribute data to Fystical, where they benefit from transparency of data ownership and control over its use. Data buyers purchase data from Fystical. Okay, I think you get the point. We can see some of the people that they are backed by, and as I said, they can be used to assess or access human movement data on the decentralized physical data marketplace, and it's also a reward utility. They'll be used for incentives to grow and maintain high-quality data from data suppliers. And here's another nice thing about this data. It's high quality in part because it filters bad data. If you think about it, if you're using Ethereum, you have to pay a network transaction fee every time you submit anything, which means that people that want to spam fraudulent data, they'd have to have a lot of money, and it's a waste for them to be doing something like that. So that does help with their case. All in all, I have to really say it. I know this was a sponsored review. However, the information I read to you and I've researched myself, I feel is very sound. And I think you guys really should give them a chance and check out their socials. I'll leave it in the link below in the description. And you let me know what you think about it. Do you think it's worthwhile to get involved? If so, if not, let me know. Best response, get some Litecoin. I'll see you on the next one, guys. This is King Crypto. Let's get cryptical.